Welcome to the Jill on Money Show. It's Wednesday, February 8th, and Mark and I, Mark Talercio, best executive producer in the world, and I are here to help you make better sense of your next financial decisions. We are trying to do that simply because I feel like a lot of times you guys just get in your heads, you know? Sometimes the answer, you probably know it. You probably get the sense, but you just need an extra set of ears and or eyes on your situation. And if that's the case for you, all you need to do is send us a note. Go to jillonmoney.com, click the Contact Us button, and let us know if you would be willing to come on the air. There's all sorts of great content on the website, so be sure to check that out, including the fact that you can buy the new book, The Great Money Reset. All right, today we are talking to Karen. She's on the line from Chicago. Hello, Karen. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Fantastic. What's going on? How can we help you out?
So I feel like I have a financial advisor and I do pretty well in watching my money. But the one question I had was around an annuity that I purchased based on a family member suggestion back in 2017. And, you know, our financial circumstances have changed. They're more positive. And I just questioned myself after hearing, you know, the expenses of an annuity. Is that something I should keep, get rid of? What should I do? And especially now that the market's down, can I pull the money out and invest it?
Well, so, right. I know it's sort of like you're looking at this opportunistically, which is kind of fabulous. It's sort of the flip side, which is, well, if the market's down, maybe I can get that money to work. Couple of questions about the annuity itself, and then I'm going to ask you questions about you. OK, so the annuity, was the source of the funds retirement funds or non-retirement funds?
Retirement funds. They were in an IRA or so a 401k that I rolled.
Okay. And then so it was an IRA rollover. And how much money did you put into the annuity in 2017?
$331,000.
Wowza. Okay. Is the surrender period, do you know where you are in the surrender period? Usually that means if you give this policy up within, say, the first 6, 7, 8 years, there's a fee to get out of whack. Do you know where that stands?
Well, as I recall, it was like a diminishing fee.
Yes.
And I thought that was 10 years. I couldn't find it in any of my documentation, but I'm not sure. I would have to look for that.
Usually the way that they would work with a 10-year surrender, which is freaking long, is that it would say, okay, you put $331,000 in, you blow out of this within the first year, you get a 10% penalty. And then it goes 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So the problem with surrendering this policy now is you'll have a fee. Like even if it's 4%, that's a big number. That's a seriously big number. So what is the value of the annuity right now?
The value is $367.
So was this an index annuity?
Yeah, fixed index. Yep.
Fixed index. Okay. I mean, the reason why it's like kind of okay, I'm not saying that since 2017, it's probably the market was up by more, right? Because you had 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 5 awesome years, and then one horrible year in 22. But I hate paying these fees if we don't have to. So why don't you tell me a little bit about other stuff going on and we can see how important it would be to get rid of this annuity. So how old are you?
I am 60.
Okay. Are you single, married?
Married. My husband's 62.
Okay. And you're both still working or you're both retired?
Both still working.
How much do you guys earn together?
About 160.
And when do you think you'll retire?
3 years.
Will either of you be entitled to a pension?
No.
Have you looked at your Social Security?
Yes.
Okay. Tell me what those numbers look like for you. Social Security at husband's full retirement age.
His would be about $2,500 and mine would be probably $2,750, something like that.
Great. Okay. How much do you think you need to live on a year?
So outside, if we take out the house payment and that sort of thing, I was right now in today's dollars, like around $6,000.
How much is your house payment?
House payment is, let's see, the house payment, I pay $2,000, but probably $900 of that is taxes every month.
All right, but you still have to pay taxes when you're retired.
Exactly.
Okay, so it's $8,000 a month is what you really need. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, now let's do the sources of your savings. Do you guys both put money into retirement?
Yeah, we're maxing out even with the, additional because we're over 55 or whatever.
Okay.
So, and we have about 1.5 million in that in a traditional IRA or
Okay.
traditional 401k. I'm sorry.
Okay. And what else do you have?
Then we have about 50,000 that it's in liquid, either cash or
Cash.
CDs. Yeah.
Any brokerage account?
Oh, I'm sorry. So the 1.5 million includes about 400,000 in a brokerage or 350 in a brokerage. Yeah.
Okay. So of the 1.5, it's really more like 1.1 in 401k and then 350 in a brokerage account?
Yes, correct.
Oh, great. Perfect. Okay, that's better. Okay. And what else do I need to know? How much is this house worth?
The house is worth probably 400,000. We owe 130, but it's at a 2% mortgage.
Oh my God,
rate.
you got to be kidding me.
Yeah,
We're going to
that.
look back on this. We're going to be like, we should have all borrowed $1 million. I'm not sure what we would have done with it, but my God. Anything else? You got grown kids? Everyone okay? Like where do things stand for you guys?
Yeah, kids are grown, pretty much self-sufficient. Could need to help one, somebody with a house someday or something like that. But other than that, no. I mean, we don't have anything problematic really.
That's great. Okay. And the annuity is in your name or in your husband's name?
It's in my name, but then he's on it as a
beneficiary. In 3 years, your husband is 65, right? And he gets Medicare. What are you going to do for health care in 3 years?
Well, even when we retire, we're still going to do something. So, one of us may get some sort of a job that has healthcare for me.
Could also just say like, all right, I'll work until, instead of saying, I'll work until I'm 63 and a half, then you have COBRA and like you can make that work, right? You can finesse that. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
So now, in the way that I would look at this, one of the things that you have in this annuity is you have consistency, right? It sucks that you have to pay so much for it, but it is there. So here's one way to think about it. This is money that's going to have to come out anyway. It's IRA money, it's pre-tax. And you're going to have a stream of income that comes out from all of your associated retirement accounts when you have to take your required minimum distributions at your age 75, right? But for now, you need money because you need to live on said money, right? We have to get you to your full retirement age. I think what you could do is again, in 3 years, what I would be looking at is creating a stream of income from this annuity. You don't renew it. You don't have to do anything. You could start taking 10% out a year because you can do that without getting any penalty, by the way. I think without any surrender. And maybe you start doing that like in a couple of years, you start taking a little bit of money out. Anything without a fee you should take out. And then come to, a few years from now, you can start taking some money out. The surrender period is hopefully like, a smaller percentage. You take a little bit more money out. You pay the tax on it and you use it to live on because you're not going to have Social Security. We kind of have to look at it in 3 years. You might say to them, like, what would happen if I annuitize this right now? And that might be something that we think is an important thing for you guys to do, because maybe when you're 63, we say, get all the money out by the time I'm 68. I'll get that money out every single year. I'll wait to claim my Social Security until I'm 70. It'll be even better. But I would talk to, who sold you this annuity? Your current financial advisor? You said a family friend, but is this a different person?
Yeah, so it was a family member that sold the annuities, and then I didn't want to buy it directly from them, mixing family and money. So anyway, I had a family or a financial advisor I was working with on my college funds. So I asked him. He didn't suggest it per se. I went after it and said, I want to do this. I had read up on him and such. Like I said, our financial situation was a lot different at the time too. So I was just nervous about that income stream. So that's how I ended up with it. If I'm paying, I think you said on your other podcast that some of these are costing 2 or 3% a year.
Yeah.
If I find that out, then a 4% hit or a 3% hit in a year, what's the difference really?
I mean, and that's what I want to look at. I really would have to look at it because there's that. I mean, listen, that's 2 or 3% might not be bad a year, but I mean, it might not be bad like down the line, but to pay like a 5% out right now is a lot. Okay. So what I would want to do, what I think it's worth doing is go to your investment advisor and say, I need you to really take a hard look at this annuity. And I need you to come up with a game plan for how we should be pulling money out of it in order to maximize the income before we claim Social Security and minimize the hit on the expenses. And an advisor should help you do that. I don't think that you're in bad shape. I think you're actually in really good shape. You're going to be fine. It's just a question of how do we use that? You're right. If you had to do it all over again, we wouldn't want you to do it. On the other hand, you have it. So let's not blow it either, and probably was nice for you to feel a little bit like, oh, I have a little bit of safety last year. There was nothing wrong with that. I think you're going to be good. I think you really are. I just want you to be, I think we should be careful about it.
Okay. Very good. That's what I wanted.
Okay, great. A couple of other things. You got your estate documents done?
We do.
Great. And any old life insurance policies besides this annuity kicking around?
No, we went to term insurance years ago.
Perfect. Then you're in great shape. I'm very proud of you guys. You're doing great. Hey, these annuities they're tough. You can see already there's like so many moving parts to them, and that makes it much more difficult to analyze. It's not like, oh, I own a mutual fund and here's the cost. You know what I mean? Like, this is one of the reasons that I worry about these products, because the complexity of them makes analyzing them very hard. It also kind of like makes you a little bit less, I think for most of us, less comfortable analyzing it because there are those moving parts. I think that's one of the things that I think is very important. All right. So if you need any further help, once you find out that information, get back in touch with us. Okay?
Sure will.
All right, super. All right, if you are looking at a annuity contract that's been kicking around, you don't know what to do with it, you're trying to figure out how to maximize it to the best of your ability without paying a ton of fees, then you should get in touch with us. But you can get in touch with us about anything. It doesn't have to be an annuity. Go to JillOnMoney.com, click the Contact Us button, let us know if you would be willing to come on the air. It's very easy to do. And while you're on the website, don't forget, you can order the Great Money Reset, available now wherever you buy books, or we have links to everything. Put your hands on somebody's back. It's going to make that person feel good. It's going to make you feel good. Change your work, change your wealth, change your life. Thank you for listening. We'll talk to you tomorrow.